Good morning, all. My name is Gerry Marzilli, and I am a member of the Board of Directors of the Leadership Partnership of Rhode Island. We are a Real Jobs Rhode Island funded program. We've been in existence since 2015, where we rolled out our first cohort of training in 2016. Now, our basic goal is to provide training for new and emerging leaders. That's our base program that we call Being a Leader. And as part of that program, we take new and emerging people out of the workforce, out of manufacturing settings, who show potential and provide them with a detailed course load of material to help skill them up, to provide them with a classroom setting using professors from the University of Rhode Island. We also offer them CEUs for their advanced learning goals and objectives. And one of the key elements that we feel is special to this program is each new and emerging leader is assigned a mentor. We also do a mentoring training program, which we're now calling leadership coaching to be a little bit more current with it. And each experienced mentor goes through a training program that involves 21 hours of classroom training under the direction of Professor Emeritus Gene Knott from the University of Rhode Island to skill them up to be ready to mentor these new and emerging leaders and support their process, whether it's through the classroom education and the issues they face on the job every day. I've asked Dave Dextraze to join us today. Dave was one of my mentees in a recent cohort, and I had the distinct pleasure to work with Dave. Dave is the air gauge and machining supervisor at Mahr Incorporated in Providence. And Dave had a unique situation going with a particular pet project of his that was going to serve extreme benefit for both the customers that use this device as well as the company itself by making it a much more efficient process. And again, I was kind of along for the ride with Dave as he took on the project, and it was a real pleasure. So I figured Dave might be able to tell you a little bit about the role of the how the mentor assisted in his learning and in his on-the-job project. And then I'll talk about all the things that I learned and the benefits that mentoring Dave provided for me.
I found it advantageous to have a mentor to the Leadership One program. Gerry was my mentor, and he shared his years of experience in manufacturing and safety with me. He would listen to my plans and my ideas, and I could call or email him anytime I had any questions or came across any issues, and he would get right back to me. And he helped me focus on my strengths and my weaknesses. And he would stop by once a week, check in, see how it was going. He would follow up on my project, see how I was making out with that, and make sure I was staying on track. And he also attended one of my employee team meetings, and he was able to, afterwards we got together and he was able to, critique my meeting, the positives and the negatives, and it went very well. And in doing so, this helped set me up for the next course for the Leadership 2 program.
So I had the easy part in this relationship with Dave because I found Dave as a very responsible, very self-starting, very driven supervisor of his group. And the key element of my mentoring education and the epiphany for me in working with Gene Knott as a graduate of the learning through mentoring education that I received was listening and being a better listener. Because in our program, the mentor doesn't have all the answers. The mentor wants to serve as much as a sounding board for the new leader. And you might do this by sharing experiences with them, You don't want to tell too many war stories because that kind of takes them away from what the objective is to help them with their current situation. You want to provide more guidance than answers, be a signpost for them to help direct, but most important, to listen to them. Give them an opportunity to express what they're doing, what their goals and objectives are, and how they want to get there, and maybe draw on some past experiences and some examples that you can have experienced yourself as a mentor to direct them. Not all the answers, and not trying to have them do it your way. But again, one of the key elements of the mentor training was the extended disc, personality evaluations where you learn about yourself as a person, and you also recognize strengths and weaknesses in the person you're mentoring, and kind of taking advantage of their strengths and helping them use their strengths to help their employees. Because at the end of the day, when the formal mentoring role stops, you want to make sure that that person is ready to go and has some experiences so they can also mentor their employees, because they're going to see things in their employees that they're going to want to help and bring out. And one of the key elements of it is better listening. There are formal mentoring programs like we have, and then there's those informal mentors that we all have over our careers. Those people that we go share our problems and maybe help them with theirs. But the Leadership Partnership offers this formal training to provide a skill-based and education-based system to help up and coming leaders and supervisors like Dave. So it was a tremendous experience for me to see the potential in Dave and the potential that he's actually using. It's more than potential, it's the skills he used. And basically, I had the easy part. I brought coffee into a meeting and we sat and drank coffee and just kind of supported his ideas, very little tweaking of them, just letting him know that what he was doing was a great job. Again, very rewarding for me. And when you saw Dave's final presentation with his product and his sampling of it and how he's sharing it and the team building that he was doing and using internal resources for his goal was very rewarding for me, just thinking that I might have had a small piece of that success. And Dave, so thank you so much for supporting an old guy like me and giving me an opportunity to provide you with some help and to join us on this project as we are sharing some information about mentoring on the day after the formal day of International Mentoring Day. Dave, thank you so much, and you take care, and you always know where to find me.
Thank you very much, Gerry. I appreciate all you've done. And I got your number.
Thank you.